Hi friends, I'm Linda and today I am going to be showing you how to draw this cute little version of Ariel the Mermaid. Starting in the bottom corner of her eye, let's draw a line going up and curving round like an upside down U all the way down to the other side. I'm going to neaten that up a little bit and thicken it up a little bit on this side, because what we're going to do is add some eyelashes. So coming out of that line, we can draw a shape for our eyelashes and then follow the line back around to thicken it up a bit. Now fill that in, the eyelashes that you just drew, fill in with some black. You can use any pen you like for this. I like to use these drawing pens, fine line drawing pens. Now I'm going to just thicken that line up a little bit more because I think it looks really pretty when she has these lovely thick eyelashes. There we go. And now at the bottom line of the eye, we will meet from the bottom corner with this cheekbone. So a little curve upwards and coming down to nearly meet the other corner. You can join it up there. It gives us the suggestion that her cheeks are up. She's got a little smile on her face. Now we're going to draw a line within that little semicircle eye, which is going to be the line for the iris. Follow it round from the bottom to the edge. So that's going to be the coloured part of her eye, and another line for the pupil of her eye. And I like to colour this in black. It makes it look more realistic even from the beginning. So I leave a little circle for a glint of light and then just fill that pupil area in with the pen. There we go. Makes me feel like she's coming to life on the paper when we have some eyes, realistic looking eyes going. There we go, nearly done. And perfect. So there we have one eye. Let's start the other eye. So just across a little bit from where you did the first eye, we'll start at that inner point again. So a line swooping up and coming down. And again, it's an upside down U, but this one's a little bit more narrow because of the angle that she's at. So you see it's a little bit more narrow than this eye because she's slightly got her head turned. So that further away eye, we can't see quite as much. So again, I'm going to follow it around, and just on the outside, I'm going to thicken that line up a little bit over here, because we're going to draw some more eyelashes. So let's do, again, we'll do 2 or 3 eyelashes sticking out and then just colour them in with the black to give the appearance of some eyelashes. And again, let's draw the line for the iris coming from that top inner side and swooping down, curving down to the bottom outer side, and another one for the pupil. And we'll draw that cheekbone in again. So a nice smiley cheek, and this time we follow it round the edge and all the way down to the bottom there. Now again, I'm going to colour this pupil in, leaving a little glint for the eye, for the light shining in the eye, which gives it that lovely realistic look. There we go. Nearly done. You can choose to colour your drawing in at the end with anything you like: crayons, coloured pencils, felt tips. Beautiful. Now let's draw a line for her forehead, coming up from just above those eyelashes and just curving slightly, and then it will stop where we're going to draw her hair. And let's give her some eyebrows. So just above that eye we just drew, draw a little line going up, and then another line coming towards that line of the forehead. Stop and point it down a little bit. And then from where you finished off, we go back, stop at the point, and then meet the first line. And then let's do that opposite eyebrow. So starting just above those eyelashes, come towards the center and up slightly, stop, and then bend it down slightly, coming in and finish just after the line of her eye. A little line down, then back towards the middle, and a final line to meet those 2 points. There we go. She's really coming to life now. She's got some eyes and eyebrows, hasn't she? All right, I think we need to start with her hair now. So just above the eye, start with a point, and what we're going to do is swoop down and curve it gently across her forehead, just above those eyebrows, and make sure that your line then comes across the line where you drew her forehead. Follow it down, 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 just to the outside of her eye, and curve it round. Okay, so that's the bottom line of her hair where it's swooping over her forehead. And then just here, just above the eyebrow and above that line, we're going to start another point. This is where her lovely hair sticks out a bit. It's going to swoop down just beside that other line. And this time it's going to swoop all the way underneath that little curl you just did. And it's going to meet up with the side of her head or the side of her eye. Now we'll come back to this point where we started. And just above that, we'll start another point and swoop a line all the way. This time make it go up a little. And then follow it round, round, round and down to meet that last line of the hair that we just did. And finally, we do one more line just up from that, which gives us the very top line of her hair. Curl it round a bit to meet the line you just did. Brilliant work, guys. Now, from that first line of the hair that we did, we're going to do another line. This time it's her hair coming down the side of her face. So curl it in a little bit. Curl it in, curl it back out and just swoop it down slightly. And as you can see in my sketch, we have a flower in her hair. So just above that point, just to the side of where all those points of her hair meets, let's draw a little oblong flat circle there. And we're going to draw 3 petals on it. So coming from that point, draw a line going up, curling round slightly for that first petal. And then coming down from that point, you should go past the line of the hair where you stopped, down, 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 and curl it back in towards that central point of the petal, of the flower, sorry. And then the next petal will do just the same, come up, 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 curve it in a little bit to the point of the petal, and then from that point come down, curling round the opposite way to meet the circle in the middle again. And one more, you've got the hang of it now, I'm sure. One more in exactly the same way, and there we go. And to make them look realistic, I like to add some little, we can add some little dashes, like little lines coming out from the center, and it gives that flower a lovely realistic feel. We'll also do this with the hair when we finish the hair. So if you have any space between those 2 petals, just imagine you're following the line of her head around, and where you need to, just draw a little line between the petals. And then coming out from that back petal, we'll carry that line on. So it's going to swoop round, round, round and come in a little bit just below the bottom of her head. And then carry it on, swoop it down and out again. And we'll leave that line there for now. We'll finish it off once we've done the rest of her head and her body. Now, just from below that curve of hair that you did on the side of her head, we're going to have a little ear just poking out under her hair. So curl it down. And then from that ear, we're going to draw her jaw. So another curve, a little slightly bigger curve going round for her jaw, round, round, round and down towards her chin. Now let's give her a little nose. So just between the bottom point of those 2 eyes, just a slight little curve going round just to suggest a nose. And again with the mouth, we're just going to do a suggestion of a smile, just one line. Oh, got to get my pen at the right angle. Coming down and give her a little smile, curve it round. And if you want, you can add some little curls on the end of her smile. Cute. So as we can see, Ariel is kind of hugging herself in this sketch. So we want to draw the line of her forearm should come across where the bottom lines of her face are. So we'll start just to the left, curl that line around and cross over those 2 lines and then stop. And then from just above that point on her cheek, we have her arm coming from around the side there. Just very slightly coming round down to suggest a little elbow. And then curl it upwards towards that first line and stopping just below. Now here's the slightly tricky part. We're going to give her a hand which is kind of bent over her, holding onto her other arm. So from that top point, draw a line going upwards and to the left, and then bend it down for her first finger. And then you're going to just come in a little bit. And then from below that, another line which just swoops past that one and curl it in a little bit. Same again for the next finger. And this one will curl in a bit more because the last finger that we have left to do is the little finger, so that one won't be quite as long. And curl it in, and this one will follow it down and bend it round slightly for where her hand is bent and meet up with that wrist. Brilliant work, guys. Now we need to give her a shoulder. So just coming out from below the cheek, we give her a bent shoulder, and as you can see, we follow that line, curl it in and down, 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 down for her back. So almost like a question mark shape. I'm going to bring mine just down a little bit further there, the suggestion of that shoulder. And now the lower arm, so just below her hand, at a point below her third finger, we're going to follow the same angle as the top arm, down, 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 give it a little elbow and bend it up, 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 so it's going under that first arm. If you want, you can give a little suggestion of a bend of the arm there and have another little line going up there so you can actually see where the arm's going. Next, she's hugging her knees. If do fishtails have knees? I'm not sure about that, but she's hugging the bent bit of her tail. So let's draw the line for the top of that, which if she had legs would be her thighs. Coming down from just under that arm, the line we just drew, we have another line coming down, down, down. This is the top part of her tail, and stop there. And from the opposite side, just where that arm's curling round, start at this point, and we have her lower tail. We have a line coming down, quite a long way down, swoop, and curve it a little bit at the bottom. Now on the opposite side of that, to give her the lower part of the tail, let's do another line where the lower part curves round, 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 go in towards that last line and then stop, leaving a little gap. Now just below where the corner of the arm and the top tail meets, we're going to draw a little semicircle, which is a suggestion of the shell bikini top that she's wearing. And then two lines which give us the strap for that bikini top. And coming out from behind the top part of her tail, we're going to have a line coming up to meet the bottom line of her back, curving round and back in, and that's the top of her tail. And then following the line that we did for her back, we're going to start again from under that bit of the tail, and we're going to follow it round, round, round her bottom, round, 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 down, and then across to where she's sitting on a rock, and just swoop it up so it's going behind that lower part of the tail. Brilliant work, guys. Now I think that we've got her tail in, we can finish off her hair. If I'm going too fast for you, remember you can always pause the video and catch up, okay? So take your time. So where we left off with the hair on the left side here, we're going to start that line again and just curve it down a little bit, stop, and then from that point just curve up and in a bit. From that point we do another curve down, stop, curve up and in a bit, and the same again but curve it all the way behind her bottom there. And we're going to do the line for the hair on the opposite side in a similar way, but this time coming from under that swoop of hair. It just curls out a little bit, stop and curl it in a bit. And then from that bottom point, carry on, stop, curl it in a bit. And then another line going all the way behind her tail. We're getting there, guys. We're getting very close now. So let's draw that bottom part of her tail coming out from just above the bottom line of her tail. Hidden slightly behind it are these tail fins. So we'll draw a line curving up, 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 along, and up, and stop. And then just from beside that, we draw another line where her tail fin's slightly folded over and come up, cross over the point you just stopped, stop, up, around, down, 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 and all the way in to that tail at the bottom. And then we have on the bottom side of her tail, we draw a line coming from just inside of that, swooping down, 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 round, 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 up again, curl it over, come back down and stop. And from just behind that point, we have another line, curl it in, curl it up, and curl it all the way into the bottom of her tail. Oh, I did a little bobble on the end there. Now, in both of those parts of the tails, we can draw a little line just like this, just suggesting there's some 3D-ness going on in her tail there. Now we're getting really close. Let's give her a rock to be sitting on. So from just under her bottom on the left side, we'll start and we'll just curl down. You can make it straight or you can give it a wobble to make it look like a more realistic rock. A little line going between her bottom and her tail where she's sitting, and follow that line round, 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 and bring it down the other side. There we go. Lovely rock she's sitting on. And now just a couple of really small details to finish her off. I would like to do some more lines in the hair. So coming from this central point, just a couple of little lines coming out that just give that realistic effect of hair. And over here where the hair swoops down, I'll do another one, just a little line following the lines of the edge of her hair. Another one coming from up here and just swooping down a little bit, and a smaller one beside it. And I'll do another one near the back here, swooping down, and another one at the bottom. So you go ahead and add any lines you would like in her hair to give it that realistic look. And another thing that you can do, if you would like to, is add some effect of scales in her tail. So I like to do this just not all over, but just to give a hint. I very lightly draw just like little U shapes, and I'll choose a few places, and then you can do some underneath, and it just gives that effect of scales. So I like to do that just in a few places across her tail to give that effect of scales. You can put some in yours if you like, or you can leave it out. It's entirely up to you. There we go. And add a few random ones. Once it's coloured in with beautiful greens in that tail, they really give it this realistic looking effect. Great, guys. Well, how are you getting on with yours? I can't wait to see them. Don't forget that you can email me your finished drawings to lilcutiesart@gmail.com, and we will give you a shout out on the channel. So I'm going to just do a few the opposite way around, because this part of her tail is pointing upwards. So over here they would go this way. There we go. Just a few more, and I'm going to call that done. But you can carry on and you can add as many details as you would like. A couple of small random ones. Round, round. And there we go. We have Ariel the Mermaid.